Hello everyone. Today, let's dive into the events of episode 46. Previously, in Mud Bottle Alley, Xi Sheng stepped in to confront the sword cultivator Cao Jun in order to protect Chen Ping'an. Cao Jun launched fierce attacks with his flying sword, White Fish, his sword energy overwhelming and so fast it left wounds on his opponent's face in an instant. Despite being pressured, Xi Sheng remained calm, using spells and countless leaves to form a defensive barrier, blocking wave after wave of attacks. As the battle dragged on, he unleashed stronger methods, drawing on the power of the four seasons to resist. One side wielded the sword path of one sword breaking 10,000 techniques, while the other relied on 10,000 techniques resisting one sword, pushing the fight into a tense stalemate. Episode 46 Developments. Xi Sheng used spring leaves, summer thunder, autumn wind, and winter snow, along with other techniques to create a dense defensive field. Though it appeared flawless, it actually relied on extremely precise calculations, focusing spiritual energy exactly where the White Fish sword struck. This allowed him, despite being at a lower cultivation level, to hold his ground and maintain the stalemate. Cao Jun realized this. While his flying sword was being worn down, its sword intent was also being refined, making him hesitate. He then switched tactics, threatening with a second sword, Mo Li, and proposed a life-and-death gamble. However, Xi Sheng honestly admitted he specialized in defense and declined. At the height of tension, a fox spirit appeared, delivering a warning from Cao Jun's ancestor: "Stop immediately or be killed by Ruan Gong." After weighing the consequences, Cao Jun withdrew, but as he fled, he was struck by Ruan Gong and sent flying hundreds of miles away, severely injured and coughing blood. With the danger gone, Chen Ping'an finally relaxed. The blue-clothed boy, terrified, begged to go cultivate at Luopo Mountain to avoid future trouble, eventually leaving with the pink-dressed girl. One remained talkative but inwardly fearful, the other simple and obedient. Before parting, Xi Sheng gave Chen Ping'an an important lesson: do not cling too rigidly to words when reading, because language itself can become a barrier to understanding. True insight requires stepping back and seeing from a higher perspective, like how one grain of sand is two, but a pile of sand is still just one. Though confusing, these words opened a new path of thought for Chen Ping'an. Afterward, they went their separate ways. Xi Sheng returned to cultivation, while Chen Ping'an discovered unusual activity in his locust wood sword, hinting that greater moblin were still brewing. Meanwhile, hidden forces moved in the shadows. Old Yang arranged opportunities for a spirit dwelling within the sword, while also manipulating other figures and making deals with Ruan Gong. Outside the town, powerful figures like Cao Shi and Xie Shi became entangled in a larger scheme to restrain the rise of the Great Li Empire. On his side, Chen Ping'an struggled to calm his mind after the battle and went to Luopo Mountain. There, he confronted the sword embryo within him with firm resolve: what is not his, he will return; what is his, he will never let go. The sword embryo reacted violently, burning both his body and soul. Enduring extreme pain, his internal energy circulated on its own, pushing him beyond his limits. Though bleeding from all 7 orifices and feeling as if his body were being crushed, he held on with unwavering will. At the brink of collapse, a sword hum echoed within him, marking a crucial transformation. He had begun truly fusing with the sword embryo and stepped into a new realm. After falling unconscious, the pink-dressed girl panicked, but the blue-clothed boy stopped her, understanding that interference could cause fatal backlash. Eventually, Chen Ping'an stabilized, entered deep sleep, and recovered. When he awoke, his strength had improved significantly, nearing the third realm faster than expected. Though the sword embryo still caused him pain, it also expanded his meridians, offering rare opportunities for growth, and he accepted it without hesitation. Afterward, instead of rushing cultivation, he chose to repair his parents' graves, personally handling every detail in silence. He also restored other graves, asking Ruan Shu for help, acting purely out of sincerity rather than recognition. Despite ongoing pain from the sword embryo, he adapted. He came to understand: suffering doesn't always guarantee results, but if suffering can be exchanged for progress, it's worth enduring. By the end of the year, Chen Ping'an returned to Mud Bottle Alley to celebrate the new year with the 2 children. Together, they prepared food, pasted spring couplets, warmed themselves by the fire, and chatted. For the first time, he wasn't alone, it felt like having a family. On New Year's morning, he unexpectedly expelled a small, translucent flying sword from his body. No longer crude, it was refined and filled with immortal aura. After circling briefly, it flew back into his body, signifying that he had truly begun controlling his natal flying sword and stepped onto the path of a sword cultivator. The day passed simply but warmly. They set off firecrackers, rested, and lived like a small family. Chen Ping'an even put up couplets for an absent neighbor, showing his kindness. He gave the children valuable snake gallstones as New Year's gifts, despite having little himself, deeply moving them. When asked if he feared others becoming stronger than him, he calmly replied, "If a friend lives better than me, I'll be even happier." A mindset completely different from the ruthless Zhang. Soon after, new powerful figures arrived, Cao Shi and Shu Ruo. Cao Shi intended to test fate and even subtly harm Chen Ping'an, but Shu Ruo stopped him and gifted the children peace tokens, showing that Chen Ping'an had already caught the attention of top-tier figures. At the same time, tensions escalated. Major factions, including Great Li, Mohists, and others, began moving against Xi, signaling a massive storm approaching. Meanwhile, Chen Ping'an continued living simply, reading, training, and unaware that he stood at the center of a growing storm. The blue-clothed boy, however, finally grasped how terrifying this world truly was, and began to genuinely admire his master, someone who could survive and remain true to himself in such a dangerous place. That concludes episode 46. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch the latest episodes.
Lại là chữ đào. Vậy thì nói ra, thành ngữ có chữ lý, đào. Lý. Đồ đào báo để xem phim các bạn gõ vào Google từ khóa lý đại đào là chạm 3D. Tề Tĩnh Xuân dày công tìm cách giấu ngươi đi.